This is Radio North Sea International on 1367 kilohertz.
Music Radio.
Hello there, that's a good one, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Well, it's getting later and later, and more beautiful music is coming your way 24 hours a day on this station, RNI. We got more for you, much more coming. So hang in with us for a few more hours, will you?
Radio North Sea. Music.
Zeppelin, 6 minuten voor je 2:30 op Radio Noordzee. It's 2 on Radio Noordzee International. Some nice letters came in today. Look at this food. Somebody's missing his food, I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, thank you very much. It remembers me that Dave Rogers one time got a big cake for his birthday. And Dave stayed on the boat for 3 weeks. And when he got off the boat to the Bussum office, he found this cake complete dried up, you know. You could beat somebody to death. And that remembers me that some strange things sometimes are happening on the Mebo too.
SOS, Mayday, 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 this is the radio ship Mebo 2. Mebo 2, line and anchor 4 miles off the coast of Skonia. The engine rooms of Mebo 2 are currently on fire and we require assistance urgently. Assistance from Mebo 2, the radio ship anchored 4 miles off the coast of Scheveningen, Holland, is required immediately.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is an SOS call from Radio North Sea International. We have an emergency on board, a fire in the engine room. A fire in the engine room. We do not know the extent of the damage. This is caused by a bomb thrown on board from a motorboat.
Well, you have seen we have had our own share of surprises and difficulties. Maybe you're wondering why we are working here out on the high sea. Let me explain the situation. It has nothing to do with piracy or adventures. It is the only possible way to operate a private music radio station here in Europe. We are out of the 3 miles limit in international waters, and this circumstance allows us to run the station in a legal way. This way is very often connected with a lot of difficulties, but we are carrying on because radio is our life.
It's exactly 6 o'clock. For news, there is no further danger and programs will continue as normal.
Wir sind glücklich heute, dass dem kühnen Projekt Radio Nordsee International.
The voice of RNI's co-owner, Mr. Bollier, who says that these days RNI is very successful, and he owes that success to the ship's crew, the DJs and technicians on board the Mebo 2, who only know one motto:
Keep it on the air. Nur eine Losung kennen. Halt ihn in der Luft.
Sounds of Kevin Coyne, a good single, Marlene, from his last LP, Marjorie Razorblade.
Yes, well, I mean, the thing about these pirate radio stations is that they're giving people an opportunity to hear Marlene, and the fact is that, you know, I'm a new artist to most people. I don't necessarily consider myself to be a hit single artist, but I could be with the kind of promotion that I got from Veronica and North Sea. I mean, I was really pleased with that. It made me want to release other singles. You know, it's nice to think somebody isn't just going through the same routine, promoting the same hit artists, the same people over and over again, and that somebody else can get a chance, you know. You know, I hope they keep doing it.
Yeah, Kevin, the music continues. The radio station goes on and on. The trip tender comes alongside, bringing with it food, DJs, crew, and new records for another week on board the Mebo 2.
We've just been listening to one of the finest bands in Europe. They're called Focus, and a track entitled House of the King. And of course, Focus feature the one and only Jan Ackerman on guitar.
Well, there's nothing against pirate stations. There's only one thing I hope, that the commercial stuff which is going on in Holland, especially, or everywhere, I don't know, it's very nice. It's so nice that I don't have a radio. But they must realize they have a responsibility for the Dutch musicians who try to break out, but still have that in their mind, that they have to be commercial. That's why they don't make it in the outside, I think. So give them a chance, whatever they make, to push them and to make them believe in their music and not in the music which is going on right now on radios or whatever.
We move out of the House of the King and into the home of RNI's Dutch service in Bussum.
The DJs and technicians in Bussum have quite a bit of leisure time, which is normally taken up in producing the many promotions and jingles on RNI's Dutch service.
Goedemiddag allemaal. Het is 3 minuten over 2 op deze donderdagmiddag. Radio Noordzee internationale tijd. Good afternoon everybody. It's 3 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. Ferry Maat on your radio till 4 o'clock. And we got some good sounds coming up right now for you. Tot 4 uur Ferry Maat op de radio, zoals zojuist bekendgemaakt in onze Engelse moedertaal. Vrienden, de Rolling Stones waren niet lang geleden in Nederland en we hebben een babbeltje met ze gemaakt in het teken van...
Straalt af van onze antennes bij deze Noordzee hitbag.
Mick Jagger is een van de fans van Radio Noordzee Internationaal. Je zou het niet denken, maar hij zei namelijk het volgende.
The Rolling Stones, and I listen to Radio North Sea when I can, when I'm at home, you know, and I appreciate it, and I dig it.
I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Get no, get no. Driving in my car, listening on the radio, telling me more and more about some useless information supposed to fry my imagination.
Come on, Mickey. Mick Jagger, Rolling Stones, and...
Hi, this is Mick Jagger and we're on the Ferry Maat show.
You better believe it.
Radio.
De reservaatmuziek uit de Verenigde Staten, Redbone, met de nummer 1 in de troep 20 van Radio Noordzee Internationaal.
In the moon of the fallen leaves, woke up, appeared one day. It is Radio Noordzee Internationaal.
taps me out.
So far, about 30 bodies have been taken. Now, probably 50 people were killed, but the way to win.
This is Rob Eden, RNI News. It's been announced today that one of Holland's top airline pilots has decided to quit because he's found out he doesn't like flying.
Well, I worked in radio in America from 1961 to 1967 as a Beatle expert, basically, answering questions on the colour of Paul McCartney's eyes. And then I went to work for Radio London, which was one of the pirate ships anchored off Felixstowe. And they gave me a job purely because I'd worked in America as a groovy top 40 DJ. And when I realised that nobody on the ship was listening late at night and all of the other DJs were upstairs watching blue films, I dispensed with the format and just started playing records that I wanted to hear. And by the time they found out about it, it was too late. They'd already got letters of congratulations from Brian Epstein telling them how good it was that they were letting someone play records that they wanted to play. At the time, I was married to a very violent American lady who used to beat me up and put me in hospital a couple of times. And it meant that for 2 weeks out of 3 I could escape from her. It did mean, on the other hand, that I had to spend 2 weeks with Tony Blackburn, which was a bit of an ordeal, but in terms of music, of course, I could play whatever I wanted to play. But I like the idea of pirate stations. I like the idea of every man being his own radio station, really, where they can just go and say what they want to say, broadcast what they want to broadcast. But most of them, I think most of them probably started out, much as the commercial stations started out here, sounding very, very amateurish and not terribly exciting, but getting better. I like pirate stations.